Welcome to the lesson on Vernier calipers. Upon completion of this lesson, learners will be able to locate, identify, and label the parts of a Vernier caliper and explain the measurement process for a Vernier caliper. A caliper is a tool used to transfer a measurement from a workpiece or object being measured onto a scale. There are three types of calipers that are used in such way: the outside caliper, the inside caliper, and the hermaphrodite caliper. The hermaphrodite caliper gets its name because it is half an inside caliper and half an outside caliper. Now that you know how to read the Vernier scale, we will discuss different measuring tools that use the Vernier scale to accurately measure objects. Calipers are tools used to measure the distance between two opposite sides of an object. These tools are used in a variety of fields, including engineering, science, and medicine. There are different varieties of calipers, including, but not limited to, Vernier calipers, digital calipers, dial calipers, inside groove calipers, outside groove calipers, and hook-type calipers. However, for this lesson, we will focus on the Vernier caliper. The Vernier caliper is not limited to transferring measurements from a workpiece to a scale. It can actually be considered a true measuring instrument. The Vernier caliper is a precision measuring device. As discussed in the previous lesson, the Vernier scale on the caliper improves the accuracy of reading the instrument. Another advantage of a Vernier caliper is its ability to measure inside, outside, and depth dimensions, with an accuracy of 0.001 in or 0.005 centimeters. Before we learn how to use a Vernier caliper, it is important to know the parts of the caliper. The Vernier caliper has 8 major parts. Let's start with the parts that do the measurement. Label 1 is the outside jaws, which are used to measure the external dimensions of objects. Label 2 is the inside jaws, which are used to measure the internal dimensions of objects. And label 3 is the depth probe, which is used to measure the depth dimensions of objects. Now, let's look at the scales on the caliper. Label 4 is the main scale in inches. Label 5 is the main scale in centimeters. Label 6 is the Vernier scale in centimeters. And label 7 is the Vernier scale in inches. The last part of importance is with label 8, the locking screw, which is used to lock the movable parts in place for more accurate measurement. The Vernier caliper can take inside, outside, and depth measurement. This slide shows how these measurements can be taken. As the inside and outside jaws spread apart and the depth probe lengthens, the Vernier scale moves along the main scale and indicates the appropriate measurement. Now that we know the parts and the ability of the Vernier caliper, let's discuss how to use it appropriately. The following will give you expert guidelines on the use of a Vernier caliper. Step 1. Ensure that the locking screw is loose. Step 2. Close the jaws of the caliper to ensure that measurement of 0 on the scale. Step 3. Slide the movable jaws to approximate measurement. Step 4. Bring jaws into correct light contact with the object being measured. Step 5. Tighten the clamp screw to keep the scale from moving. And finally, step 6. Read measurement as discussed in the previous lesson. When using a Vernier caliper, keep in mind a few important tips. Always maintain proper alignment of the instrument with the work, set the jaws exactly on the line of measurement, bring the jaws into contact with the workpiece without applying excessive pressure, and check your caliper for calibration frequently. In summary, the Vernier caliper is the only instrument presented that can be used for precise measurements of inside, outside, and depth dimensions. It is a very versatile tool that can provide accurate measurements if used appropriately. Following the steps listed in this lesson will help you to use Vernier calipers effectively. Thank you.